Online with me right now, we've got Aaron Tippin. Aaron, good morning.
Hey, how you doing, buddy?
Doing great. Now, you have earned the title, the hardest working man in country music. And when I say earned it, we really mean that because you are involved in a little bit of everything, aren't you?
Yeah, what like I always say, jack of all trades, master of none.
Absolutely. Now, a country music artist, record producer, pilot, business owner, power plant mechanic. It would almost be easier to list the things that you're not involved in, wouldn't it?
I guess I started this out kind of funny. I was raised in aviation. My dad was a professional pilot. From the time I was 4 years old, I knew exactly what I wanted to do, and that was fly for a living and be around aviation and work on them. So, I soloed on my 16th birthday. By the time I was 18, I was multi-engine commercial instrument rated. Also a helicopter pilot. I'm also a certified flight instructor, and I'm also a certified aircraft mechanic. So, truth is, I'm meant to be in aviation, but as I always say, God threw me a bone, and I ended up in the music biz.
Well, speaking of, we've got a show coming up this weekend. So, are you going to be coming in on a bus, or are you going to be flying in?
Oh, we'll be coming in on a bus. As a matter of fact, this is the right after I visit you guys. The next week is the biggest aviation gathering in the world. It's called Oshkosh Air Venture, Oshkosh, Wisconsin, and we always go up there and spend our week there. That's kind of my fun vacation, and just hang out with my airplane buddies and have a big family outing. We have a great time.
Now, I understand that there is something that you do on stage, too. I mean, you don't even stop working when you're on stage. Tell me about putting bicycles together while you're up there.
There's something I've been doing for years. Years ago, I got involved with a radio station in Cincinnati, Ohio. They invited me up to sign autographs for trade-outs for toys for tots. Folks bring a toy, and I'd give them an autographed picture. And so that just kind of led me to, think about Toys for Tots and all the kids that they probably don't get anything for Christmas. And so I took that back to my guys on the bus and said, hey, man, we need to do something. And somebody came up with an idea and said, hey, why don't we build a toy on stage? To start off, we're going to put a bucket down there and collect money. And then somebody said, no, why don't we put a bicycle together, and donate that bike to Toys for Tots. It'll make a great awareness. So started doing that, so still doing it today.
All right. Now, as for the music itself, what would you really classify it as? A traditional country or maybe working class country? What would you call it?
Yeah, I think it's kind of a blue collar class country, that I do. And I think when you listen to my songs, Working Man's PhD, You Got to Stand for Something, Got It Honest, it's definitely blue collar American music with a little bit of real life tossed in there with a Kiss This and Ain't Nothing Wrong with the Radio. So, I think it's very blue collar.
All right. Now, you're pretty active on stage with all the shows that you do, but I understand you're pretty active off the stage in the music industry, too, running some record labels.
Well, I was with the majors for many, many years, RCA, Lyric Street, Hollywood Records. But, there came a time when Thea and I had done this for many, many years and knew everybody in the business that everybody else knew. So we thought, what the heck? Let's do this ourselves because we really enjoy it and we get the chance to do the music we want to do. I think when you're on a major label, you're trying to produce a record that's going to be sent out to country radio. That's going to be a direct avenue, kind of a highway system that works, and it's about doing country music. But I want to do other things. If you listen to the new album, Aaron Tippin 25, you're going to hear 10 of the old songs, celebrate 25 years being in the music business. Then you're going to hear 10 new songs that you hadn't heard from me. And then you're going to hear 5 songs that you wouldn't expect Aaron Tippin to do. So it's things I can do now that I probably couldn't do at the majors. And I'm just very thankful to have this opportunity. And man, we're loving it. I mean, it's very exciting. Running your own label. We have to do all kind of self promotions and stuff and do our own videos. And it's really exciting.
Now, on a quick count myself, about 9 studio albums and some compilation albums. Is that about right? How many have you had?
I can't really remember. I know we did a lot.
That's a good problem to have, I guess.
Oh, it is a good thing. It's, that I can't remember, and then plus the ones that we've done since. I've done probably 3-4 albums on our label since we left the majors. So, I don't really know how many. I think it's just when the time is right, you make another album. You know, you put out more music, and that's kind of how I do it, man. And nowadays in the download world, you know, it's really changing. I mean, you can almost just have one song and get behind it and run with it.
A huge supporter of Second Amendment rights. I understand you have a vast gun collection. You were even featured on the History Channel, weren't you?
Well, you know, my dad raised me, you know, appreciate gun ownership, and which I still do. And, you know, I was a hunter from just old enough to be able to clear the weeds and safely carry a firearm. And my dad, you know, he instilled that in me. And the Second Amendment is very important, I think, in our country, and the right to bear arms. I think it's why we're the freest nation in the world, and so I do uphold that, and I believe in it, and shoot, every chance I get, I do show how gun ownership is a positive thing in the United States of America.
And also a staunch supporter of the military too. I mean, how many shows would you say you've done overseas?
And there's another one, you know, and I couldn't begin to tell you how many times. You know, remember this: Aaron Tippin's career started off Christmas of 1990 on the Bob Hope Show. I was on Bob Hope's last tour downrange and my very first tour downrange. And I've been loving those guys and gals ever since. And, you know, I can't stop. I mean, I wouldn't stop. My dad was an Air Force flight instructor, a civilian flight instructor, and a great patriot. And, man, his love for this country and our troops, that trickled right on down to me, and I try to remember that and appreciate them, love them every chance I get. I'm as bad as they get. You know, if I see an old guy wearing a hat on his head that says Vietnam vet or Korean vet or World War II vet or Iraqi vet, you know, I walk straight over to them when they're pushing their buggy through the grocery store and say, "Hey, thank you very much for my freedom. I appreciate you."
Now, I understand that congratulations are in order for a couple of things right now. This week, you and your wife celebrated a milestone anniversary, didn't you?
Yes, sir. Y'all send her as many sympathy cards as you possibly can.
Okay. 20 years together, I guess?
You bet, man. Let me tell you something. You know what? Most folks don't realize this because she's so far behind the scenes, but, you know, she's as much Aaron Tippin as Aaron Tippin is. She started this career 6 weeks after it started. You know, she worked for one of my managers, and you know, and I think we being together in the music business drew us even closer together to the point that now, you know, we're celebrating 20 years of marriage. Got two wonderful boys, you know, from that. And I'll tell you, man, I could not have went out and handpicked a better partner, because she is a bulldog. She is on top of it, makes sure all the I's get dotted and the T's get crossed. And man, I couldn't do without it.
And I understand this is a career milestone here, but 25 years in the music industry, huh?
25 years. I cannot believe it. You know, and I think that says so much. You know, if you'll remember back in the 90s when I started out, there was a gaggle of us out there, you know, and I'm proud to say that I'm one of the few that's left. And I'm just thankful to still be out here making music and enjoying myself and seeing my old friends across the country that have loved my music and come to my shows over the years. This is a great celebration for Aaron Tippin and a great celebration for all the Aaron Tippin fans, and we're really enjoying that, you know. And this album, Aaron Tippin 25, you know, and you can get this album. Just go to aarontippin.com. It's a double disc CD. I know you're going to love it. A lot of cool pictures from the past in there, and you know, just go there and get you one, or you come to the Aaron Tippin show. And as soon as I get through with that show, I'll come out front and sign that baby for you and autograph it and tell you thank you for 25 great years.
Yeah, now this isn't your first time here in Indiana County for the FOP show. You were here a number of years ago, so if anyone was around and saw that show then, they get to come and see this one, and you've had quite a bit of new music between then and now.
Oh, yeah, you know, and I guarantee you we got some new cool music that we're adding into the show, and plus the hits of the past, because I know everybody likes to hear those old songs. Hey, I like to hear them. Every night when I'm singing, I'm going, man, I like this song, and that's probably some of the best advice I ever got in the music business is, Aaron, don't cut a song you don't like, because the problem is it might be a hit. You're going to have to sing it every night for the rest of your life.
All right, Aaron, we look forward to the show coming up this Sunday, and we thank you for calling in today.
Hey, man, thanks so much, Aaron. I will be there with bells on. Y'all be ready.